Hello, hello, hello. This is the review for Undisputed Fight for Freedom. I've trashed the place. It's a different story. Alright, what I mean when I say I trashed the place, Scott Adkins along with Christian Slater, Corey Haim, Corey Feldman, Nicolas Cage and Wesley Snipes films get grouped together in this room because they're good, they're bad, and the what the fucks. Some good films, some bad films, and some what the fuck films. And Scott Adkins is a part of that series. First one was anyway, and I got to check out Undisputed. Here we go, Fight for Freedom. I love the box. It's nice. It's cool. Now, I didn't have Netflix till this year, and I remember seeing Netflix maybe mid last year, and I just remember seeing Boyka. I was like, Boyka, Undisputed 4 is on Netflix. Can I watch it? No. And then it just disappeared. And then when I seen that this was coming out, I was like, okay, what's going on there? So Undisputed. This is the fourth one. Okay. Now I'm going to express that it's very shiny, especially with the light fixed. So basically we had a quick story of this. We had Undisputed, there we go, Wesley Snipes and Vin Rhames. And basically the storyline is Vin Rhames is the boxing champion of the world, gets set up, gets sent to prison to fight the undisputed champion of the prison circuit, Wesley Snipes. And this is before Wesley Snipes went to prison. This probably would have given him a lot of grief. Oh, are you the champion? And Vin Rhames as well was going around. I don't know when this was copyrighted. So anyway, it's a typical movie in the film, and it's a boxing fight, you know, full on boxing. And you know, Rocky in prison kind of stuff, you know. Now, Undisputed 2 came along without Wesley Snipes or Vin Rhames, and we got Undisputed 2, Last Man Standing, and we got Michael Jar White in it. Now, Michael Jar White, who played Tyson in the Tyson movie, who's got a good history of boxing. He's also the freak of nature in Universal Soldier The Return. I think he's in the original as well. Anyway, so he comes along. It's got a nice little brochure, this one. Advertising Pride and Glory. Mortal Kombat. Jackie Chan's First Strike. It's quite old, this one. All the rush hours. So anyway, so this came along, and it's like, didn't even put Michael Jar White's thing on, his name on the box, and he comes in. And he's, again, it's a similar story. He's a boxing champion of the world, ends up going to prison, and he gets to fight Boyka, the up-and-coming Scott Adkins, which is a freak of nature. Now, Scott is a lovely person in real life. I got to work with him on the tournament. Got a few years ago. Got to see him again a few years later in Manchester. He's a lovely person, and he's a freak of nature. I remember, where the hell is my cup of coffee? I remember one morning, and we were just walking, and I'll probably cut the video footage as I was just in the church set, and I just remember turning, and Scott Adkins was walking on his hands and flipped onto his feet, and I was like, what the fuck? It's like, I can't even get out of bed in the morning without some form of breaking. So cut to that footage. So yeah, anyway, Scott was dead funny. I remember I went out a few nights, Sin City in Bulgaria. Like, Bulgaria is just a blur when it comes to the nightlife. But yeah, I went and got me a cup of coffee when that was happening. So we got Undisputed 2, Last Man Standing, and on the back there we had this helicopter kick, and the classic Van Damme jumping. And Scott Adkins will go around a 360 and kick you with that foot. Now, Scott's been in a lot of films. In his one of his break-ins was with playing Ryan Reynolds in Wolverine, you know, doing all the flips and kicks. Had an up-and-coming thing and stuff like Black Mask, and then he's in loads of stuff. He's in Doctor Strange, he's in Close Range, he's Ninja in Ninja 2, same director, I think. He's went on to be in a lot of stuff. Wolf, Warrior, Two Guns 2, El Gringo. He's in a lot of fighting movies, especially in Grimsby when he turns up and fights Sacha Baron Cohen at the end. The guy is legit. This guy could kick you through that fucking wall. I've seen him just practicing. I've seen him doing kicks. It's like fucking weird. So in this, it's really good. And I think these are a lot of Bulgarian based. I'm about to talk about Undisputed 4 in a minute, but like, there's a few people I've recognised and worked with in the Bulgarian ones, and I don't want to try and have a butcher their names. But yeah, Undisputed 1, Undisputed 2, and then all of a sudden there was an Undisputed 3. Now here we are with Undisputed 3 Redemption, and this is quite rare to get a hold of. because this is not available in the UK, whereas them three are. So there's one missing in the middle, if you didn't know that. So Scott Adkins is back, this time with Michael, Shannon Jenkins, one Deadly Taunt, one Last Freedom. Now, Biker is the bad guy and he gets his leg broken at the end of Undisputed 2. It's one of them American imports, it's not a flip cover. And basically, the new boxing guide comes in, and it's a kind of a tournament kind of thing, and Biker is the underdog, the fight back. He's, you know, he's handling his leg, he's got long hair, he gets some advice, and you know, by the end of the movie he's kicking ass, and they're trying to escape though. They sort of team up. Now I wish, it kind of feels like it was written for Michael Jar White, who I would love to see back in this franchise. They have worked together since. They've got a new film coming out called Triple Threat very soon, but you know, it's quite rare. Should be a box set, you know what I mean. Lionsgate. We've got Lionsgate here, we've got Entertainment and Video, and we've got Miramax. So the distribution rights alone are all over the place. So the love for a box set, as well as it being called Biker. So the storyline of this is basically Biker is still fighting, making some money. He's out of the country, he's escaped, and basically has a fight and he kills somebody. Spoiler alert, it happens in the first 5 minutes. He feels bad about it. He feels like Biker's now a good guy. You know, he's found God in a way. He decides that he's going to go back to Russia and confess what he's done. He needs forgiveness. That's his motivation. He needs forgiveness of the wife of the fighter who killed. And basically he gets tricked into, well, basically agreeing to have 3 fights. And then we get to see him fight the champion. Now it does feature the Man Mountain, the scariest man on the planet, Marvin Ford. Martin Ford. He's a huge, he's got tattoos everywhere, but I'm more scared of fucking weird stuff. Anyway, the concept is he's the big guy. Okay, so Scott Adkins comes in, and the fighting in this is fucking unbelievable. And what's really good about this, yes, the story is a little bit weak. The fighting in it is what you watch for. I would love to see Scott Adkins fight at WrestleMania against Brock Lesnar or something. Scott Adkins' fighting skills is fucking unbelievable. The flips, the kicks. After years of watching films and see Scott Adkins fighting, you think, fucking hell, the choreographing is amazing. I know Scott's worked a lot with JJ Perry in the past, and there's a lot of the Bulgarian stunt crews. I'm sure Zarko was the first guy to fall victim to the scariest man on the place. But some of the fighting's class. I love some of the flashbacks as well, where they use the black and white with a hint of colour on the ring ropes and stuff like that. There was a couple of times I was watching this going, ooh! But this is what the film is. It's basically showcasing Scott Adkins at his very best at fucking being a motherfucking ass kicker. And it basically plays on it. It says, right, fight, fight, fight. Then have him fight 2 people at once. So some of the combinations is so fucking unbelievable. Then have him fight the scariest man in the world at the end. Now, the storyline is quite similar to the newer Kickboxer, when Scott Adkins was going to be in the new Kickboxer, but he didn't feel like he had enough fighting ability, and he should be in this. I know Scott Adkins is going to be in Ip Man, and he said IP Man there, Ip Man 4, which will be awesome. Again, it'll showcase his fighting ability to the core. And this is a good franchise that has been left open for a 5th one as well, and I would like to see a 5th one. I would like to see a box set. I would like to see Wesley Snipes be in it. I would like to see Michael Jar White back in it. I would like to see Scott Adkins fight somebody else as well, which would be interesting. He has been in films with Van Damme. He was Van Damme's henchman in The Expendables. He's a guy who just down the road, who has went on to be a great success in Hollywood, and he should be the next Batman as well. But for this film, he's a freak of nature. It was made ages ago as well. I'm sure this was made, it might have been made before Doctor Strange. It's took a long time to get distribution in the UK, and I think Scott had just finished Undisputed 2 when he came on the tournament, because he was using the Russian accent, and he had this massive beard when he turned up. He just literally just let his face grow. He had this big hair. I didn't want to say what's going on with your hair, but this big hair and this big ass beard going along there. But he was a really sound guy. He's done a lot of stuff where he puts his money back into stuff as well, like Accident Man and stuff like that, where he's producing it. But he just need a big break in Hollywood. Again, he just get killed by Cape and Doctor Strange, like. But you know, he's an established actor. His name should be on The Expendables too. Adkins should be in there. It's probably because it was alphabetical order and his name would have came first probably. But yeah, what a amazing film. I loved it. The fighting scene, as I say, the overall filmmaking as well, there's some really good filmmaking and stuff like that, and it just looked grounded. But again, it is literally anybody who's into fights, it's about the fights. It's about Scott Adkins showing you how he can fucking jump around and defy gravity and kick somebody in the face. And a lot of the time it is like a stunt guy just getting kicked in the face. And it's like, oh, there's no faking that. He just got punched in the face. You know, you can block it all you want and use the right camera. He just got kicked in the face. But yeah, definitely worth checking out. It is, as I say, part of the fourth one. So it is the fourth one. Biker Undisputed 4, also known as Undisputed Fight for Freedom. And it's also now Scott Adkins' name on the box. But yeah, what a weird little series of movies that is. But yeah, I'll see you in the outtakes. I do have a few Scott Adkins films I haven't seen. Eliminators, that was one. I've still got that to watch. That's in the other room. I bought that the day it came out and never got around to watching it. I'm sorry. Yeah. There's, you know, I've got quite a few. I always want to get, I think I've probably got around to 5 films. For the good, the bad, and the what the fucks. I've still got that Nicolas Cage one down there to do. I might actually just try and wing that right now, to be honest with you. Or I might not, because I did film. I'm just ranting. This is the outtakes. But yeah, unless you want to see another clip of Scott. I totally forgot about that clip. It's fucking horrible. Well, it's not horrible. He's all right, but he's able to do a backflip on his knees. I don't know how that's even possible. Like, that's just, he's a freak of nature. He's an absolute freak of nature, that guy. Yeah, nice guy. So yeah, that's it really. I'll try and get a few more Scott Adkins films watched recently. As I said, I've just pulled all them out. I can see El Gringo from here, with alongside Christian Slater, when he goes on the run across Mexico with a bag full of money. But again, with that movie as well, it's just a bang bang shoot bang bang film, because again he was resting his knee and stuff like that. So unless you've seen the Undisputed, you get to see what Scott Adkins is fucking really like. He's just a freak of nature. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.
Do you know what I've not said?
Toodles.
I've not said toodles in any of the videos. We need to go back and
no, I'm putting toodles. Like, literally, you're going to end up.
And I'll stand here. Toodles. Toodles. Toodles.
I'll be back, toodles.
Right, what else? Dr. Morbid. No, Dumbo. Not the new one. Dumbo. Original Dumbo.
No, Pop Vitals, that's a different one. Ugh. Undisputed 4, you said you've seen.
I think I have. I'm sure I have. Is that where he's like a... He gets arrested and gets put in prison? That's the first one, isn't it?
No, Scott Adkins is in the second, third and fourth one.
Right, have I seen the fourth one? I'm sure I did. I'm sure I mentioned to you that I watched it.
It's because you're a fucking pirate.
I know, I'm sure I said I watched it and you said it's not even out yet.
Well, it came out on Netflix called Biker, and then it's been released. I don't even know what I've done with it. It's been filed already.
No, I'm sure I have.
I found another one with Scott Adkins in called Pit Fighter. Check that out for quality DVD for it. So yeah, Pit Fighter on the cards. So yeah, random outtake for Undisputed.